Hi everyone, this is David and sniff sniff. Welcome to week 5, the final week 4. Excuse me, wrong school. Week 4 final chat and EDT 631. As you've noticed, I've had a pretty busy week. Like Hugo, I was doing a video scribe that finally got done. I want to talk to Hugo about his video scribe. I found out a few things about that program I'm going to be adding to the notes. The end result is that I didn't get as much of your stuff graded as I wanted to, but you know that you have my promise that I'll be doing that tonight and tomorrow just as early as I can. We welcome Leland. Danielle is here. Laurel Stolfus is here. Hugo was here. Hugo, did you go away?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, great. I might need to expand my screen here a little bit. And the ever voluminous, uh, and I mean that in a good way, Melanie. Um,
Mel-
I'm sorry,
Melissa.
Melissa. I'm sorry, Melissa. Jesus, whew, I need some of that Prevera brain medicine here to get things going. Okay, we've been workshopping a little bit, so we haven't had a chance to workshop with Danielle and Laurel. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go through the assignments real fast? And so that's something that touches everybody. And then we'll come back here to the room and then we'll do workshopping. And if the workshopping affects you, great, stick around. If it doesn't affect you, adios, farewell, and adieu. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, here we are. Week 4. I'm going to move Hugo over. You don't mind that, do you, Hugo?
I don't know.
Okay. This is a lecture. It is a lecture about how to make videos out of still images, how to make video like products out of still images. One of the first products that I introduce you to is Photosynth. A caveat, Photosynth, because it's a Windows product, you can only use a Windows computer to produce it. So sorry about that. This is an instructional video on how to produce your Photosynth. I checked it just today. It is still up to date. Then there are some sample photosynths under here, just to give you an idea of some of the things that it can be used for. Virtual tours are an outstanding use of photosynth. So I would click on the Sistine Chapel here, and you can visit almost any famous place in the world on photosynth. I used to be able to embed these in the old eCollege platform. Blackboard's not letting me embed them. But anyhow, here is the Sistine Chapel. Kind of let it res in a little bit. And you can take your students to the Sistine Chapel. And you get these 360 views of the Sistine Chapel. When you see something interesting, you can even get a pretty good view of, got to give it a chance to res in. You kind of get a pretty good view of some of those things. Uh, the most famous thing is on the ceiling with Michelangelo's finger touching God's finger, and you can scroll up to see that and zoom in on it, etc., etc. So there's some really neat things that you can do with, or you can check out the Italian babes here. Excuse me, let me get off of that. Okay. I was trying to actually find the finger. There's the getting. It's up there somewhere. I needed to have practiced it. There it is. The actual creation scene. So excellent tool for visual uh, field trips, if you will, to almost any place you want to go. Also, in the same genre, well, let's get back here. It has some excellent uses for biology. The biology is, if you look at the synths that are available, and that's what we cool people call them. We could just call them synths. The biology is some of the more fun ones. I love this stink bug here. And of course, my link isn't working. What happened to my link? Well, anyhow, as you can see, the stink bug, once you get to know it, is a true work of art. And you can zero in on its complex eye. You can zero in on its shell and on the pores of its shell. You can zoom in on its joints, on its tentacles, etc., etc. It's truly great for studying biology. Would be truly great for a lecture, and truly great for your students to present it. You can also do group work. Oh, I got a link that's going to work. Here's an example of a class that was studying college, and their class project was each group took a discipline and dressed up a chair as a discipline. So here they took arts and sciences, and then we go over here to what's the next one? Looks like engineering, how to electrocute yourself, something like that. And you can see these things. Now you've got overhead view. We're in 3D view right now. You've got different views. You can go to an actual 2D view where you can view the photos individually and kind of scroll through them like a slideshow if your students want to present that way. So here, obviously, this person was in sports medicine, sports science. Or you can go back to the 3D view and just kind of move through it that way. And zoom in whenever you want to zoom in. So some neat stuff with synths. And let's go back and look at some other tools. I think the best tool for turning still images into videos is Animoto. We've talked about Animoto before. I alerted you to the fact that they've changed their entire business model to gear toward educators. They even give you, a la Camtasia, a free trial and give you lots of different examples of how schools use Animoto and how you can use it in your schools, whether you're an administrator, a teacher, and certainly a student, to make videos. Basically, what you do is feed in text, still images. You can even feed in video clips if you want to, and you can even feed in audio clips if you want to. And Animoto makes a video out of it using its video engine. I will play this opener here for you, and it's a kind of Adobe Flash kind of opener. And Animoto does all this for you. All those special effects are being done by Animoto. And as you can see, it blends the, turn the volume, as you can see, it blends the images with the text and with a kind of special effects background. Very cool program. Another really cool program is, and this is hot right now, this is hot, Aurasma. Aurasma is a program where the creator, whether it's the student or the teacher, can embed videos, audios into a still image. Then whenever a student holds his or her iPad or smartphone in front of that still image, guess what happens on their iPad or their smartphone? All the videos and audio that are embedded in the still image play on the student's iPad and smartphone. And that's what these students are doing here with this example of Aurasma. Now here are the still images. And then you're going to see the students start putting their iPhones in front of these still images.
Been using Aurasma with Year 6 pupils.
Listen to what this guy says. It's like he stole my lectures. They're almost word for word. Okay, here are the students doing it. Sorry. So they're going to put it in front of a picture, and the picture comes to life. It's very, very cool.
We first heard about Aurasma through an international project that we were doing with school in Ireland.
Now, I'm sure you can find other tools that can also make still images come to life. But I guess we've emphasized as your final product this video you're making. But I don't want you to lose sight that still images, which students also have great dexterity with and great access to with their smartphones, can also make some great multimedia projects. Okay, so there's the lecture on that. This is a lecture on the Ken Burns effect. One of the final projects that I offered as an example to you does, I think, a professional, really professional job. Does it as well as Ken Burns could possibly do it, of showing off impressionist painting. I think I've shown this to you before. Keep in mind that all of these are simply still images, but you truly, as a viewer, get a sense of being in the presence of something that is alive, that is moving across your screen. And it's being done well with great art, we have to admit. The Impressionists are still some of my favorites. It's being done with great art, but it's also being done with a very skillful use of the Ken Burns effect. These paintings really do come alive in a way that they do not if you simply are viewing them on a wall. Okay, here's your week 4 assignment. I want you, for 100 points, to answer 6 questions. Here are the first 5 questions. And these questions form a reflection upon your final project. If you want to do a paragraph for each question, that's fine. You don't have to do an elaborate essay kind of thing. This is strictly like a journal, a reflection journal. The 6th question is tied to this video here. The question is there really a crisis in education that merits this kind of overreaction, this hyped up reaction that this video gives you? Or is this business as usual when it comes to changes in education? I don't know. I get different answers, and I kind of have different answers to it according to when I watch this video. Now, I want you to keep in mind that this video is like 6 years old, and so some of the facts in it are even more dramatic than they are when you will see them in this video. I think one factoid in it is that the top 10 jobs today did not even have a name, did not even have a name 5 years ago. I mean, who knew that social media manager was going to be one of the top 10 job growth areas? And five years ago, where was social media in terms of its being used by corporations? So keep in mind that things have changed a great deal and will change even more. All gone, obsolete. Grade 2, because they grew up doing it. Email is for old fogies now, in case you didn't know. Mm. This is the second grade they're talking about. Mm, mm. Okay. Textbooks, I think we've talked about them before. My son, as a student at a virtual 3D academy, has no textbooks. Okay, uh, chilling facts, or are they? I'll let you decide. Now, that's the only assignment that I'm giving you, and it's the only assignment besides your final project that is being graded. Now, the assignments that I'm about to show you were not put in the class by me. I have nothing to do with them. I don't even know when you turn them in or if you turn them in. Of course, four is your final project, of course. But now these assignments down here, your chat summary, of course. This professional disposition self assessment, that's not my capitalization there either. Although I think I will correct it real fast because I just can't stand looking at it. When you have hyphenated words in a title, all words take the same capitalization. Just a little English teacher thing, sorry. Now, I don't even know if you get points for these or not in your program. I honestly do not know. But this what's it called again? Self-assessment and reflection. This is totally between you and your advisor, you and the program chair, you and God. I don't know. I honestly don't know that much about them. I just know that somebody put them in this course and that I need to tell you about them, but there are no grades on them. Okay, now that's it on the assignments. Let's go back to the classroom and let's do any kind of workshopping that you want to do. Melissa, how are you sounding these days?
Think a little better. I lowered down the volume.
Wow, now you're too soft. Wow. Okay,
How about now?
a little bit higher.
Now.
Wow. Did you get a new headset since the
No,
beginning of this course?
no. It's been the same one since, geez, March? March? When did we start? March?
Okay.
Same
Would you
headset.
consider getting a new headset?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tell me which one. I'll go
Oh,
get it.
I think a Logitech has a little bit of a softer, less harsh kind of tone to it. What is that?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, can you turn up your volume because I can't hear you?
Yes. How about now?
It's got to be a little bit louder. I'm sorry. Okay, now
What? You're just kidding.
no, I really I can't hear you. Let me turn up my volume.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Now, anything else that you guys want to workshop on? Hugo, did Video Scribes start crashing your computer when you got a lot when you got toward the end of the scribe? Did things slow down a
Uh,
lot?
a little bit. I did the audio last, the opposite of what you recommended, and I should have done it the way you'd said. But the audio was a little rough for me, and it did like it cut off at the end for some reason. It just like abruptly cut off the audio. So I'm gonna do that in Audacity and then import it into a Video Scribe.
Why don't you do this, Hugo? Here, this would be my suggestion. Keep the audio out of your video scribe. Make an audio, right? I'm sorry.
Right?
Talk to the camera. Make the full audio for your scribe. Record it. Make it nice. Export it. Do time your scribe according to the audio. In other words, play back your audio and your scribe at the same time. You know, the scribe in one window and your audio down here. Do whatever you need to do with the timings on the transitions and the pauses. Then, once you've got it kind of roughly timed, make a movie out of Video Scribe. Do you have the pro version? You've got the pro
Yes.
version. Okay. So you know how to click on the render button in the top right
Right.
and save it as a .mov to your desktop.
Okay.
Then open up Camtasia, bring in Video Scribe to one track, Bring in your Audacity audio to another track, and you can really get them synced.
Got it.
You
I'll
can
do that.
you can really sync them up. That's what I ended up doing with mine. Now, I had no audio whatsoever in my video scribe, and it still kept crashing on me. I think I ended up importing too many images as opposed to doing things more by just text in their simple stick drawings.
Right.
I think that was my problem, and I will do it differently next time. But I did finish my scribe on time, and it is on YouTube. I think I'm going to post it. And in as an example, no, I think I'd rather use Hugo's now that I think about it. I'll use Hugo's, but it came out okay. But it's a lot different than Hugo's because I end up using, I think, too many images. So if
But
any, it,
I try to
go,
keep it simple.
well, that's because you're smarter than I am, Hugo.
I doubt it.
Oh, I don't.
Welcome to the Effective Writing Center's Google Hangout workshop on writer's
Let me
block.
share my screen.
First, you'll be happy to know that there's really no such thing as writer's block. It's one of those wastebasket terms we use to avoid talking about something we don't fully understand. What we do understand are writers' techniques, some that help, some that don't. Also, the idea of a block conjures up a real obstacle that must be overcome with great
Now,
strength and
all this
struggle
stuff
in
was
order to
done
win a
in
victory over an
with
outside
Audacity
force.
graphics.
Nothing could be further from the truth.
I don't know why it was
Here's
so
why.
slow.
Writing and talking flow from the same human competency,
Because these are all Audacity
human
graphics.
language. If
Now
you
I
can
had to
speak
import
Video
that.
Scribe
fluently,
graphics.
you can write
What did I say?
You
What
said
did I say?
It's a
Audacity?
piece
Oh,
of
I'm sorry.
cake.
Video Scribe
Any
graphics.
neurologist worth his or her brain scan will tell you that. Born within us all is the innate capacity to do both with equal ease
I didn't think
if
it was that
we
big
have
of
the
a
right
deal,
training.
but evidently
But while our
Video
moms did a
Scribe didn't
great
like it.
job,
So I'm definitely going to be careful next time because it gave me fits getting to the end of it. As a matter of fact, that's why I didn't get all your stuff graded. I was messing with Video Scribe. It kept crashing on me. Okay, next. What else we got? But Hugo, thank you for doing a Video Scribe. Can't wait to put it up. I hope you give me permission to put it
Of
up
course.
as, thank you, as an example of another tool that can be used. Any other workshopping? Who else is here? For goodness sake, are we out this early? You want me to go grade your stuff, don't you? Okay, Danielle's here. Latricia's here. Hey, Latricia, you hear me? Danielle, you got any questions? Laurel, any questions? Anything you guys need help with? I'm here to do it with you. Okay.
My biggest issue
I'm sorry, Danielle. Would you go again? I'm sorry. You said my biggest issue was. Please go. I'm sorry.
was I got all of the audio recorded, but I'm having issues coming up with like images and things to put in the video itself to keep like what I can put in there to keep the screen moving.
Okay. Don't forget you got zooming and panning.
Okay.
Not every action on the screen has to be something new. You can zoom and pan.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does help.
Okay. And zooming and panning is often preferable to new images because there's no new information to take in. You're not overloading their visual processor. You are reinforcing or you're helping them see the same thing in a different way, up close, far away
Okay.
from a different angle. So don't underestimate that. Latricia, how's Red Book, Red Box?
I'm trying. I'm trying to make it.
Well, let me say then, as one multimedia maker to another, to a bunch of others, sometimes we have no control over these things. I had no control over the fact that Video Scribe was eating up my computer. this weekend and on Monday. So I got behind, and now I need some more time to grade your stuff. I have no doubt that the same thing can happen to you guys. So if you remember, I don't have to have grades in till Wednesday. So if you need Monday or Tuesday to put the finishing touches on these final products, that's fine with me. Matter of fact, I would prefer that you do that rather than get all psyched out.
Yeah, because it's like now that I'm trying to match my voice with the slides, it's like it's stretching out to be like 15, 20 minutes and
You know what that tells you? That tells you, Latricia, you got three videos. All you got to do is find a place to cut it after the first 5 minutes, and you're there. So, and you would just call it the part one in a three-part training series for Red Box employees.
great idea.
That's why I want to workshop and talk to you guys about these things. Because you really don't want a training video to be, more than 5 or 6 minutes. That's just it's too much information.
Right, because it's like it's dragging it on and it's like I don't want to. I thought I was cutting too much out, but then I understand what you're saying now because actually we do have training that they break down in modules. So one training may have 10 modules in it and they are about 5 to 6 minutes long.
And Bingo was his name. Oh, so please, Laurel, anything going on? My big comment to you, Laurel, was, uh, and maybe you're already planning this. You can tell me. But my big comment was to give an intro to your video. It seems like we're flying to the moon a little too fast.
Clip was 3 slides in.
Got
So I haven't started my intro yet. Actually, I do have a question about that. I wanted my very beginning to be a Voki avatar. And so I used Audacity for the sound and I created a Voki and did that whole thing. But then when I've done that, I can't seem to save it to my computer. I get a embed code for it. So is that, or is there something I can do?
Yeah. Uh, you use your screen recorder.
Okay.
You use
So I
Cam
just record the screen and then save that.
as a
Oh,
video. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. That's a cheat. That's how I avoid buying the pro version of a lot of things. When they won't let you download it
Perfect.
to their computer, you just go, I'm gonna screen record it, man. Don't you
All
can't st-
right.
you can't stop me.
Glad I asked. And then one more question
Sure.
is if I want to add text, do I have to do that within the actual photo or
Cam
can I add that in my video recorder in Camtasia?
Camtasia.
I can do that in Camtasia.
Yeah, if you want to do it on top of your images, whew,
Yes.
whew, boy, you're talking about a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, you just Camtasia. You click on call out, drag that call out to where you want it. Type your text in your box. Give it the colors you want it. Give it the shape you want it. It's so easy
Okay,
in
perfect. I thought
Camtasia.
callouts were just shapes. I didn't realize they were for text, so I will get
Oh
on that
yeah.
right away. Perfect. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. Oh my God. You guys thought call outs were just for shapes. Oh my
Well,
God.
I did. I don't know that everybody
Oh my
did.
God. Oh
Okay.
my God.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Laura. So far, three people have asked a question, and we've had three good solutions to three potential weekend killers. Anybody else want to ask anything? It's your weekend. I tell you what, call me. All right, we'll do the what was the Jepson's girl's name? Carly Jepsen. Call me maybe. Don't get into this and light your hair on fire. I mean, there are simple solutions to these things.
What's the best number to call you?
Not you ready?
Yes.
912 598 1542.
And sometimes I worry about the time because I'm in California. Is that a phone I can text on just to see if you're available, or should I just call?
You should just call. I mean, we don't get to bed until 11, 12 o'clock, so that's 8 o'clock your time. Let me give you my smartphone number, and you can text me on that. I'm on the computer so much, I don't use the texting as much as I. My number is 912 398 2987 for a text.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm looking for any text that I haven't answered yet. I'm all caught up.
Professor,
Y-
your recommendation for
I can
the.
barely hear you. You
Oh,
have
you're
you
killing me.
you have
You
done
are
something to your
killing.
audio.
You
I
are
know.
absolutely killing me. I don't
That's
know what's going on.
you sound louder and better.
Okay.
I like that.
Thank you.
All right. Now,
Um, I really liked your recommendation that you gave. I believe it was Latricia for the one of the three-part series. I'm finding myself that I'm going to be a little lengthy because I did have the IEP process chunked in three parts.
uh,
But would it be the recommendation that I just do the first part with preparing before an IEP meeting? Do you think that's sufficient enough? Hugo, do you think that's sufficient enough for the beginning?
Yeah, I think so. It's a big area to cover. There's a lot of stuff in there. I think
Okay.
you should have enough information just with that.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I'm not going to do present levels or anything like that. I'm just going to do the recommendations of goals and how we assess for goals. I think that would be all that I could provide really for a 6-minute tutorial.
Well, like I say, I think 3 to 5 minutes is better.
Okay.
So this is addressed to teachers, how to prepare for an IEP, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think that preparation can even be divided into steps, couldn't it?
Right. It is.
Okay. So step
Okay.
one in preparation, three
Got it.
minutes. Step
Got
two
it.
in preparation, 3 minutes. Give me 3 minutes.
Got it. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right. The best 3 minutes of your life, it's got to really, in terms of what I'm going to grade and how I'm going to grade you, you're going to get your grade within the first minute and a half. Anything after that is just a continuation of the same equipment and techniques or lack thereof that you're using or not using. So
I was just going to chime in for Melissa. Remember that if you're going to break it into chunks, you're really not having the total time as set as if it was one video, because you're going to have the introduction for each of the videos that's going to be the same to provide that continuity. So really, you're going to have that 30-second introduction in each video, which is going to add 30 seconds to the two successive videos. So your overall time will actually be stretched a little bit. So that's why cutting it into the smaller chunks is something that's a really good idea.
Really good
With
idea.
mine, I'm not going to give more than one song at a time, but I'm going to have the same intro for every single video, so there's a sense of normality and the kids know exactly what to expect. But then the content is going to be altered depending on the voice part and the song, but they're all going to have the same format at the beginning, and that 32 seconds at the beginning is going to be the same every single time.
Right. Perfect. I like it. I got the vision. Thanks, guys. Perfect.
and if you can make it less than 32 seconds, depending on what you're doing in it,
Right.
certainly in that intro you want to clearly lay out what the video covers and what the goals are. By the end of this video, you will be able to.
Right. Right. I'm going to have to alter all of that. That's not in my storyboard.
That's why storyboards are done in word processing programs. You
Okay.
don't worry about. Again, whenever I grade your storyboard, I'm grading that product. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not matching against anything else. I'm grading it qua storyboard.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do a lot of I'll do a lot of editing now. I've got a better idea.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. That's how it works. Keep talking, guys. Okay, are those horns or thumbs up? Oh, a thumb. Okay, a thumbs up. Okay, great. I didn't know if you were giving us horns. Okay, that's horns. Okay, and antennae. Thank you.
Professor,
Yes, sir.
Steve, I have one concern. My presentation is actually two different styles. It's actually a combination of two different videos, roughly 3 minutes each. So if you were looking at just the front end part, it's a little bit more mundane, where I have other techniques in the second half. So then would it be better to just kind of focus on one style and maybe lengthen the presentation?
Oh no, believe me, I will watch your whole video. But I'm just saying, generally, as a rule, you've kind of gotten what the student can do in the first couple of minutes. And certainly, you're talking about an exception there, where you're kind of having you're going in a different direction technically halfway through. Certainly, I
Yes.
will take that into consideration.
All right, thank you.
Believe me, I'll watch your entire video, Stephen. I promise.
Okay.
Just waiting for the kind of wheels to turn for you guys and anything you can think of. Stephen, how are you going to look at the camera and do that script that you did? Or maybe you don't want a pip in that opener. If your script is so complex that and you don't have a teleprompter, by the way, you can make your own teleprompter. They're relatively easy to make. But it was clear, Stephen, you didn't have a teleprompter, right? And,
Yes.
and
I was actually reading from the screen. I'm reading from the computer right now. That's
right.
what I was using.
And so your eyes are looking at something besides me. And
Yes.
and so either for a pip, you either have to be looking at the camera or you're not there. Now what you could do, Stephen, is get a few lines in your head and say those lines directly to the pip. Find a natural break, you fade out the pip, then you can pick up the script and start reading from it, right?
Sure.
Because you're not on the screen anymore. You get about halfway through it, and you say, okay, here's a break where I can come back in as a pip. You come back in as a pip, you've got those lines in your head, you say them perfectly to the camera, you fade the pip out, you pick your script up again. So there are tricks to get yourself looking at the camera, saying the exact words you want to say without having to memorize, a play script.
Very good. I've also used online teleprompters where you can just use a laptop and you can position the laptop where it's right there. You just press play. You can import it as text, and it just runs, and you can actually control the pacing, so it can use that as a kind of a little electronic metronome.
Thank you very much. Yes, there are online teleprompters. My experience with them is that you don't quite get the online contact, the eye-to-eye contact with those online tools than you
Okay.
would get if you were using um, a real teleprompter, which is the words actually kind of going across the glass on the lens up there. So just be sure to be looking at the camera if you're going to do a pip. And like I said,
Absolutely. I'll make
like
the changes.
you can do little snippets of pips just to kind of remind them that there's a human being here and here's what he looks like and whatnot.
Okay. And I do have one other question.
Sure.
As you can see, to get the proper lighting, even here, I have additional lights, but I have my glasses on, I'm out of contacts, so there's a reflection. So sometimes you can kind of see
Yeah.
that in a way. And
Yeah.
if I was wearing my contacts, I'd probably just pop my lenses out so you wouldn't notice, but I really don't have any control over that now.
Yeah.
Suggestions?
Um, I don't have anything for that, Stephen. I
One
really
of the
don't.
things that you can do, one of the things that you can do is you can actually tilt your glasses, so raise the back of it up. So it angles like this. From the front, it still looks the same, but now the glasses are pointing down, so any light gets reflected down instead of into the camera.
Oh, very good.
That sounds good. But I was assuming, Stephen, that when you do your PIP, you weren't going to be reading anything, so
Hmm.
you could just be looking directly at the camera.
Okay, that works.
Okay, cool. It's very cool. Hey, something happened to your audio, Leland. It just crumbled.
I may have hit it with my glasses as I was moving it around.
Hey, it sounds like you almost got a loose connection.
Oh, that might be.
Okay. Okay, we're getting lots of good tips here. Thank you guys. Learning lots from you. If you guys want to take off, you're more than welcome to take off.
I don't see any glare, Melissa, if that's what you're trying to figure out.
That was actual real big issue for me with the glasses and debating whether or not I had glare. I was, it was the same thing with Steven. It was just, okay, light down, light up. I had the baby's light back here. I had the big dome over there, and but that's
Melissa,
good.
you are
Good.
perfectly lighted right now. You're
This is
perfectly
the
lighted.
environment I'm going to use for the videos.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we agreed to that.
where are the glasses?
I can't see without them,
Okay.
so I won't be
Okay.
able to read any script.
Okay. But for your PIP, you got to be looking into the camera, right?
Right, right,
With or without glass. Okay.
right. But I'd be squinting. I know I would, even if I was just looking.
Okay.
Bad vision, bad vision.
Well, it's been a fun ride, you guys. I wish you the very best. In looking at the clips that I've graded so far, I'm truly impressed. I hope that you take a chance to look at people's clips on the final discussion board. There's going to be a week 4 discussion board.
Okay.
It's not worth any points, but it's just a place where you can post links to your final projects. And I just now recall that I haven't put that up yet, have I? So I'm going to put up a week 4 DB. It's not worth any points, but it's just a place to share. And I think you guys are going to be proud of yourselves, and I think you're going to be proud of each other. This has been a tough 4 weeks. I told you it's going to be harder than Second Life. There's a lot more to deal with here. Hey, wait till you get to Dreamweaver. Ah, okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Good night.
If there's okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Oh, you're
Bye.
welcome.
See you later.
All righty.